announcing today it plans to buy $600 billion in long-term treasuries to try and jumpstart the economy. Where are they getting the money? They're printing it. And that doesn't sit well with my next guest, Republican Texas Congressman Randy Neugebauer, Deputy Ranking Member of the House Financial Services Committee. What do you think's wrong with this, Congressman? Why don't you like this?
Well, Gerri, because one, I don't think it may be the right solution. I think it has a great deal of risk to it. I think it has some unintended consequences. I think it creates more uncertainty in an already uncertain marketplace. And basically, you started it off right. We're basically here, what we're doing is we're printing money. We've put a nice warm and fuzzy title on it. Quantitative easing sounds like a spa treatment, but actually it's just printing money.
QE2 is what they're calling it, like a spa treatment. That's a good way of putting it. I think one interesting thing that people are starting to say about this, and it didn't occur to me at first, but think about it this way. The Fed's reputation now on the line. If this doesn't work, I think a lot of people out there, the stock market, individual investors are going to surmise, we're out of ammunition. There's nothing else we can do to get this economy going. So it really puts the Federal Reserve in the spotlight here.
It really does, and there's dissension in the troops among the folks at the Fed. You had 3 or 4 of the Fed bank presidents that are opposed to this. One of them, I think, said this was a deal with the devil. You know, I think that's one of the things that concerns me is this is a pretty big step where even the Fed chairman said he wasn't sure whether this is going to work or not. Well, why are we going down this road if we're not sure it's going to work? Because the stakes are very high, and there's already a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace right now. And like you say, I think this adds to that uncertainty.
Are you worried about this policy sparking a bout of inflation that could be really harmful?
Absolutely, and debasing the currency, and then all of a sudden we're monetizing this huge deficit that the federal government's running up. When you talk to businesses all across the country, they're concerned about the regulatory environment, the tax environment, all of this spending, what happens to our currency. And I think that's one of the things that's really holding our economy back. Basically, we've got folks that have debt fatigue. You know, if you can't start stimulating the economy with a 10-year Treasury that's already 2.5%, a 30-year Treasury that's less than 4%, you know, how much lower will we have to buy down these interest rates to get people spending? Well, I don't think you can buy it down far enough because I think a lot of them, quite honestly, just don't have the ability right now to service that debt. And so they're sitting on the sidelines and repairing their balance sheets, repairing their financial statements, and that it doesn't include taking on more debt.
And the federal government wants to spend more, wants us to spend more and dig out this economy. Let me ask you this question, though, because we've done this before in this particular down cycle, in this particular extended recession. It's really a recession. It hasn't really worked that well. Why do we want to do it again?
Well, that's the question I ask, is because what we see a very normal process going on here. We see the world deleveraging because we got on a spending spree and a spending and borrowing spree, and we finally got to the point where the people or consumers around the world just didn't have any more capacity to take on any more debt, couldn't pay it back, as it turns out, and now they're deleveraging and trying to get back, and somehow the government thinks, well, somehow we got to get them borrowing and spending again if we're going to get our economy fixed. I think long-term the way you fix your economy is you let the marketplace take over here.
Right.
You let the marketplace heal up, and that's really what's trying to happen here, although the Fed just seems bent on trying to keep on encouraging people to borrow money and spend money.
Well, Congressman, there's one thing we haven't talked about here, and that's the unintended consequences for savers. You know, there aren't good returns for savers out there as it is, and this will drive those returns even lower. On bank accounts, on CDs, on IRAs, you name it, any kind of investment you have now, if you're a saver, not an investor, you're going to get penalized.
That's right. We're rewarding people that borrow money and punishing people that save money. The people that did the right thing, that have been saving for their retirement, saving for their children's education, saving for their own health care, we're punishing those folks. And now what we're also encouraging, I think, and what bothers me is encouraging people to take riskier behavior, looking for returns and to help with their retirement. And that just pushes people into more riskier, longer-term securities. And then what's going to happen when the interest rates turn back around is these people are going to take another big hit on their savings because they've locked in at these lower rates.
Good point. Congressman Neugebauer, thanks for your help today.
Thanks for having me on.
Coming up, the Republicans have heard the sounds of success, but will the Democrats keep them from starting business right away? Will the lame duck session turn the Dems into the party of no on their way out the door? Stay with us.
I was dreaming, but I should have been